Christina, thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk to you today, um, and hear all about your pigs. So thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
One of the things I want to know is if you have always been a pig lover or if this was something newer for you.
You know, I've always said growing up that I wanted a pig, and then I never had plans to get one, and then the opportunity just showed up. I can't say no to a pet in need. So I that's how I ended up with both of them actually.
Really? So
Yeah.
so you never like did you ever when you were younger did you do any kind of research, read about them, anything?
I know I didn't. I just like pigs. I grew up with little stuffed pigs, and I've always had a lot of animals, just never a pig. But I knew I would get a big pig. I always pictured a farm hog,
Yeah.
but I got they're still kind of big to me.
They are. Yeah. They definitely are not what people think when they think of like in quotations here, teacup
Minis.
pigs. Yeah. Yes. They when they think of a teacup pig, they think of a pig that stays tiny forever. And so many people are unprepared for that. The fact that they do actually grow and they should grow if they're healthy. So no research. So how did you come about to hear about your first pig?
She was actually posted on Snapchat, my Penny, and I didn't have that person on Snapchat, and I got multiple messages saying, "Hey, this pig needs a home. We know you like pigs. Would you be interested?" And it took me all of 2 seconds after looking at her picture, and I was like, give me her contact information immediately. And the next day I had her.
Wow,
I
how old was the pig at the time?
think she was like 8 weeks. So it was a
Oh,
dad had bought her for their kids, and then they just decided no, she's not a good fit for our house, and didn't want her. So
wow. I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I can hear a piglet squealing in my living room. Can you hear it? I got it. Okay, thank you.
no,
Okay,
no.
I was just gonna text my son and say, "Hey, can you please move that pig so that we can't hear it on the podcast?" Okay, he took care of it. I just moved it. Um, she could probably hear me talking. I stuck her outside my door.
No.
I was holding her, so she's throwing a fit now because she wants to be held. Okay, so 8 weeks. Wow, so that's amazing that she was already rehomed at 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm not even a day
infuriating.
later. Yeah,
That's
it's crazy.
infuriating. It's frustrating. It's obviously, well, I'm assuming that she probably came from a breeder.
I have no idea because I live in a farming town. It's a
Mm.
small farming community. So we have pig breeders and you know
Yeah.
all that around here. So I
Okay.
think they got her just assuming they'd be able to handle it, and then they couldn't. They just decided no, she's not a good fit. They had her inside and kids, and they think it was just too much. They didn't know how to handle a pig, didn't want to do the research that came with it,
Yeah.
and just got in over their heads.
Yeah. So many people just see a baby animal, a baby pig, and they think, oh, it's going to be just like a puppy. It's going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and if if she hadn't been socialized, I mean, I'm sure it was a rude awakening for them to bring this little piglet home. Oh, good grief. So when you brought her home, what was that like for you?
I was in love. I picked her up and I'm like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. I brought her home, and I have kids too, but my kids have grown up around animals. I've grown up with multiple animals my whole life. So I think I was better equipped to deal with it and deal with, her tantrums and everything because I've had animals, and it's just something that I'm used to. And I'm very stubborn. And when I get pets, they're here to stay. I have never rehomed an animal. So I'm like, we're gonna work this out, girl. It's me and you. We're gonna do this. And then I have a video of when we picked her up and my friend's holding her. You can hear me in the background. I've always wanted a big pig. So I was prepared. I was prepared mentally. I had some research to do, but I knew she wasn't going anywhere.
Oh,
There's no way.
that's awesome. And that's how we are too. I am somebody who I have to know what I'm getting into. I have to know, I have to be prepared. I buy the books, I read everything that I can before I bring an animal home because once it's here forever. Getting rid of it is not an option.
Not an option. Absolutely not.
So you named her Penny.
Penny, yes.
Penny. And so tell us a little bit about Penny's personality.
That is a headstrong pig if I have ever met one. She is very stubborn. You know, before we got Penelope, she was very set in her ways. Could not break routine, or she would let me know for the next 3 days that she was upset with me. She's very food motivated, so that kind of made it easier on me, getting her to learn things and a little bit of training. Just pretty much, she's very smart, not tough to learn the rules of the house and the routine. And she never pottied anywhere. We didn't want her to potty after, a week.
Right.
So yeah, she's very, I would say stubborn is how I would describe her. Stubborn and headstrong, that one.
Yes, that's a
Very,
perfect
yeah.
description of pretty much every pig because they know what they want.
Hmm.
That's it. And they
Yeah.
know what they
Basic,
don't want.
yeah. With Penny, basically, if you're not mom, she's good luck, you know. So,
Yes.
mom and sometimes dad, but anybody else, good luck.
How about with your kids? How does she do with your kids?
Good, as she was small, it was typical, playing, playful, but as she grows, they challenge you for that hierarchy in the household. So she sees my son, he's 8 years old, a little bigger, as a challenger.
Yeah.
So, she'll do her pig thing, square up, and he's he's not as headstrong. So he's like, "Oh my, okay, Penny, you win." So, yeah. But with my daughter, I think she sees her as lower in the
Yeah.
hierarchy, so she's fine with her.
Mm.
She'll just walk by her, just she gets her belly rubs and stuff. So yeah,
That's
so
really,
that's really interesting for me to see that in her mind, see her with my kids like that. So
yeah, it is
yeah.
really amazing how, we become their herd.
Mm-hmm.
We become their herd. So we either have to, I always say that people who are like you said you described yourself as stubborn. And that's how I describe myself too, especially when it comes to my pigs. Like I always win.
Yeah, me too.
There's no option. There's no other option.
Exactly.
But people like you and I are the most successful with their pigs for that very reason.
Mm.
Pigs crave consistency. They crave, like, they need to know the boundaries. Like you said, she learns the rules really quickly. When they know that and they know that you're not going to bend and they know that you're going to be consistent, then don't you think they give up so much more easily?
Oh, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
At all. I think the only time that I had an issue was when I changed my shoes and I had boots that she's never seen, so she thought I was a stranger. So she was lunging at my boots and I just like Penny and I would, move her away and
Yeah.
bend down. It's me, Penny.
That is
So,
hilarious. I always get on my husband and my sons because they leave their big farm mud boots on the porch, and then I can't get my pig to come on the porch. It's like they look so scary. That is so funny. So you had Penny. How long did you have Penny before you decided to add another pig?
about a year and a half. Year and a half, yeah.
So you mentioned that you weren't looking for another pig.
Was that
So how did that happen?
Miss Penelope was posted on Facebook. from a family, they couldn't have her anymore. The landlord said, hey, after 3 years, no more pig, can't have her here anymore. And I was tagged in it multiple times. And they're all, hey, you have a pig. So I looked at the picture, and it was a lot of comments on there, concerning. They wanted her, but a lot of I'm gonna eat her and all
Yeah.
these comments. And I was like, okay. And so I showed my husband, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it unless you give me the okay.
Uh-huh.
And he said, he looked at it, looked at me, said, okay. And I said, no take backs.
Yep.
Immediately commented on there, hey, I'll take her. I messaged her, be like, hey, I have a pig. I know how to take care of her. Bring her here. She'll be safe. I'm not gonna eat her.
Right.
I sent her pictures of Penny and all that. And I didn't hear from her for a while. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe she found another home. No, she wrote me and said, okay, I'll let you take her. That's how we got Penelope.
So Penelope, was she 3 years old when you got her?
Yes.
Okay. And that's okay. So now you have around a year and a half year old pig and a 3 year old pig.
Yes.
So how did that work when you brought your new pig home?
Yeah, just I think due to the sheer size difference between my two pigs now, Penny just said, you win. I want no part of any challenge to do with you. I think the first time they met, Penny kind of like did the little pig side swipe at her,
Uh-huh.
and Penelope just looked at her, and Penny was like, okay, that's it. I'm done.
That's all it
And
took.
that's how it's been ever since. That was I told my husband, I said, hey, we need to prepare, there might be a pig fight, so we had actually Vaseline Penny up just in case, and Vaseline Penelope up just in case.
Mhm.
And there was nothing. It was immediate, just all right, you win from Penny.
Wow. You
Yeah,
got
that
so
was it.
lucky.
I know.
Wow. But that's
We
awesome.
had boards and everything just in case it got too bad, and nothing. So
That is
yeah,
wonderful. That's like one less thing to worry about.
yeah.
Did they bond pretty quickly, or did they just kind of cohabitate for a while?
They cohabitated for up until maybe 3 weeks ago. So we got Penelope in the summer, and that's how it kind of was. They would be in the same spot, but they would always grumble, and Penny would move away or
Yeah.
Penelope would move away. And now they're starting to, lay down together, and I see them outside like snuggling, and I'm just like, finally.
I didn't
I'm so
realize.
happy now.
I didn't realize because I follow you on Instagram and I saw them together. I didn't realize that that was a newer thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they still, they still butt heads every now and then, but it's not bad now. They're actually, I think they're friends now. That makes
oh,
me so happy.
that is amazing. And what's amazing is that pigs do so well when they have a friend that can speak their own language.
Hmm.
And so it's a really special relationship. And, it's not easy getting there always. But once you get there, it's so rewarding. I love to watch that.
Yeah. I had always known that I wanted to get another pig for her because they're, like you said, they're herd animals.
Mhm.
But I had always later,
Yeah.
later down the line, and
Yeah.
I had already told my husband that we're not going to get a baby. We're going to go see if we can rescue one, and
Mhm.
it just Penelope just happened to speed up the process.
Yes. Yes. Well, it worked out because I mean, you really can't get much more smooth transition than that.
Yeah.
That's good. So tell us a little bit about Penelope's personality.
Oh, my shy girl. She's definitely more reserved of the two. When we first got her, we gave her space and just let her feel us out, feel out the house and everything. And then, not much has changed personality wise. She's still very quiet. She likes to sit in her corner, and just when we let her out, go outside, doesn't really do anything. She's just a quiet girl. You know, Penny will yell if it's late for dinner, but Penelope will just stand there and look at us. Hello, I'm hungry.
It's so cute how they all have such different personalities.
Yeah.
I just love that. I have a couple pigs myself that are mine, and I love they're just also different. And you know them and they know you, and then when they hear my voice, I mean, the other day I went outside, one of my pigs was my son who's 9, JP, he couldn't find her. I sent him out to make sure everybody had water. And he's like, I can't find Loretta Lynn. I don't know where she is. I've been calling her and I can't find her. So I'm like, my heart drops. I go outside. I'm looking for her. All I had to do was say her name one time. And where was she? She was in a big pile of straw, stuck her nose out. Oh my gosh. It was like, it just melted my heart because she didn't care if he was calling her, but if I was calling her, then she was going to come to mom.
It's the same with my girls when it's nighttime because we have a little, like I guess a little pig area in the back corner of our yard that they like to snuggle in and sleep in. And my husband will go out there, herd everybody inside, and they won't get up. They'll just come to me. You need to get the pigs. Like, all right. I step outside. Penny, Penelope, let's go.
And here they come.
And here they come. Yeah.
Yeah. They know you don't mess around.
Exactly.
That's it. And that is so important when it comes to having a pig. Now, you have a couple dogs too, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. So, how do your pigs and your dogs do together?
They do all right. A lot of my dogs are older already, so they just kind of give each other their space. But they're in the kennel right now because I don't want them outside when I can't see them with my
Oh,
pigs.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
yeah, but for the most part when we're out there, they're fine.
So, you are pretty much you allow them to be together when they're supervised.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really smart. I know that there are many pigs and many dogs that do well together. They do fine, but then there are so many that don't. So I
Hmm.
always like to ask people, how do yours do? Because I don't know. I just like to hear different stories. Now we have bigger dogs. We have a Great Pyrenees and a Golden Retriever. Our Golden Retriever is 13. She's very elderly. Um, but they our Great Pyrenees, who is younger, she's going on 2 years old. She's still a puppy and she doesn't know her size. And she jumps all over them and they hate it. They hate it. So they try to nip at her. She doesn't, she just runs away. So I don't imagine my dogs would hurt my pigs, but I do think that my pigs have the power to hurt my dogs.
Yeah, that's the same here. I'm
Yeah.
not worried about the dogs. I'm more worried about the pigs starting it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They're so what's the word? Like they're just so picky. Like they pick and
Hmm.
pick and pick and pick and then the dog just can't take it anymore.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm glad and your dogs are smaller, aren't they?
I range from Chihuahua to German Shepherd.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, and then I have two Chihuahuas, a pug mix, and then a Shepherd.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have your hands full.
Yeah.
You have a lot going on over there. Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad that they do well together. That's really good. Now, Penny, and I hate to leave Penelope out. Penny and Penelope have quite the following on social media, but it is Penny's page, right?
Yes.
Okay. So will you just share a little bit about like how this happened that you started this? Did you do TikTok or Instagram first?
TikTok.
TikTok. Okay. So tell us how you got started with that and now kind of what your page is about.
It's a funny story. It wasn't even Penny's page. It was my page. It was my personal page, and then I posted one video of her as a baby, and she fell over,
Mhm.
and that one just blew up. It blew up. And then, I was like, okay, cool. I have one viral video of my pig. We'll just leave it at that. Went back to posting my content, posted another one of Penny, blew up again. And it just kept happening. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. And it became Penny's page. And I don't know, people just like her falling over.
I think it's shocking. People don't realize how much pigs do love to get those belly rubs and
Yes.
how they just kind of paralyze and fall over. And it's comical. It's funny.
I I love it. Their little legs go straight and it just cracks me up.
And in one of those first videos, were you scratching her with something?
Yes.
Yes, tell us what it was.
Because it was a toy knife.
Yes. It was
I
a
didn't think
toy
anyone would see
knife.
it.
And then what has happened?
Everyone saw
Everyone saw
it.
it.
Yes.
And now you have a whole account about, well, and on it you scratch her with different things and she falls over. And some of
Yes.
them are hysterical.
Yeah. I try to find more unconventional things, but it's just certain things that sometimes sorry, random things will just blow up, and I'm like, I did a Bud Light beer bottle one time, and I think that one's in my top 10 now of views.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It
Wow.
was crazy.
Do you do any kind of like pig educating on your page? I don't really know.
See, I do. I try. It's just those videos don't get as
Yeah.
pushed out. So when I do those, I try to do those either right before or right after a video that I feel will do well, because it's just viewers from those videos come to my profile. So I'm hoping that when they do that, they'll see the videos that don't get pushed out as much. And those are typically, mini pigs don't say small videos
Right.
and
Yeah.
all that.
That's smart. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. So if people want to find you on TikTok or Instagram, how can they find you so they can follow you?
Um, on the TikTok, you can honestly just search Penny Pig, and she should be the number one search.
Okay.
Yeah. Little brag moment. She's the number one followed pig in the world, which I find kind of crazy.
That is crazy. How many
Yeah.
how many followers on TikTok do you guys have?
Right now I have 3.1 million for
What?
Penny and Penelope. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
It's all them.
I know pigs do. I mean, they're so entertaining. They're so much fun to watch. And I have this thing that I always say. I want to put it on a shirt. It says a pig's superpower is making people smile.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And they do. It doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like pigs, if whatever. If they see a pig, the first thing they do is they're like, wow, I thought that was a dog.
Yeah.
Not a dog, not a dog, it's a pig. And
No, yeah.
so they are just the best. I have never really, and like you, I have liked pigs since I was a little girl. It's, I don't know, there's just something about them that is just so cute. Is it the skin?
No.
Is it the tail? I don't know, but they're just so dang cute.
I will run and have little legs. The legs.
You know what? Can you say that again? For some reason, the audio got messed up.
Oh,
There you go.
I'll never understand how their short little legs can hold up all that body.
I have no clue
It
how that
cracks me up.
happens.
It's
It
the
is,
best thing ever to see them running.
there is
Oh
nothing
yeah.
better. Absolutely, there's nothing better, especially when they kind of do that little kick.
Yes.
They're the best. Well, when now you have two pigs, so you're pretty experienced with your pigs. And I want to know, what do you think has been the biggest challenge of having pigs?
Sorry, I'm thinking about it.
No, that's okay. Take your time.
I think the biggest challenge for me was just honestly learning about them because I went into this with zero knowledge, nothing in this noggin about pig education or how to take care of a pig, you know. So when I first got Penny, I was like, oh, she's just like a dog, let me I gave her dog food, which, now I know, no, no, no. So I the day I got her, I went and I joined, I want to say no less than 8 Facebook groups of pigs, and I'm like, oh, okay, no dog food for you, give it back.
Mhm.
So it was really just learning about how to take care of a pig was the biggest challenge for me, was, separating, hey, this is a pig, not a dog. You have to kind of start from scratch with her and learn her needs. I didn't know that salt was toxic, and once I found that out, I'm like, don't give her chips, don't give her anything with salt. She can't handle it.
Mhm.
So I think that was just the biggest challenge for me, was learning how to properly take care of pigs, going into it so blind.
Yes. I've talked to now quite a few people, interviewing them on the podcast, and probably like 9 out of 10 people got a pig without really knowing anything. So
Mhm.
it can be done, but it's not the fun way to do it.
No, I would not recommend it at all. I think in different circumstances, I don't think even I would have gone this route, but I couldn't say no to her. She needed a
Right.
home.
Right. It was a rescue. It was a rescue, and that pig was in need of a home for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't want her to go to a farm. They were gonna eat her. So
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that here.
Oh my goodness. And it is nice because over the years there is much, much more information out there online
Hmm.
than like when I got my first pig almost 19 years ago now. There was no internet. So I had to go to the library. I got the books. They had two books. One was on farm hogs and one was on teacup teacup pigs. And but they didn't have any helpful information in them. It was more like history of the breed, how great they are as pets, how they make such wonderful pets, and they don't do this and they don't do that. But and I remember one page said, you have to be careful because pigs can become aggressive,
Hmm.
but then they didn't tell you how to prevent it and how to fix it. It was very much, I was learning on my own. So I love to be able to do this. I love that there's more information today, and I love to be able to do this, talk to pig families, help educate people interested in getting a pig, and help people really have the tools to have confidence to care for
Hmm.
their pig. It's not easy. Do you think having a pig is easy?
No.
No.
It gets easier,
Mhm.
when they have their routine, but it's
Mhm.
never smooth sailing, you
Yes.
know.
Yes, that is, I agree 100%. Um, so we talked about a challenge. Now, what do you think is your favorite part of having a pet pig?
Everything. I love them so much. They're smart. Just girls,
Yep.
they're piggy kids. I like side, and they know they come in and I little neuter all over legs and shoes. Oh, they say hello, hot hands, and
Mhm.
it's so because the one they do it to, So I know that those are my girls.
Yep, they love.
You know,
Hmm.
They love their mom.
Hmm.
They tolerate my husband, but
Yeah.
they love their mom.
Oh, the
So I don't know. It's
relationship with the
different. It's
pig.
it's definitely a different bond than with my dogs,
Hmm.
than with my pigs. Just, sorry, dogs.
Yeah, sorry, but there's just something special about them.
Mhm.
So one more question for you. Besides research, if you had to give one piece of advice to somebody who wanted to get a pig, what do you think it would be?
Don't give up. They are going to challenge you as they grow, and you just have to stay strong. Do not give up on your pigs because, they'll get depressed and they don't know why they're not home anymore. What
Mhm.
did they do wrong? They don't speak our language. In pig language, they're doing everything they're supposed to do.
Mhm.
And so they don't understand where is my family?
Mhm.
So that would be my big do not give up on your pigs,
Mhm.
you know? So that
Yep,
would
I
be
love that. I love that because you're so right. Usually pigs are rehomed for simply being a pig.
Mhm,
And that's not fair. That's not fair. That's like getting rid of your baby because it cries. Well, that's part of being a baby. And
mhm.
and all of these things, size, not a pig's fault. Or the
Nope.
fact that people have this size in their mind that they think or they want their pig to be small, and the pig grows, so people get rid of it. If pigs are destructive, people get rid of them. That is not a pig's fault.
Hold on
Okay.
1 second.
Oh, hi, welcome to the Pet Pig Podcast. There we go.
Sorry, I got a phone call. It was a scam call. I tried to hang it up and I accidentally hung up on you.
Okay, it's fine. Please don't worry about it.
Okay.
Not at all.
I
Um,
put my do not disturb on.
okay. So yeah, it's not a big deal. I can cut that right out. Um, but yeah, it's not pigs' fault that they're being rehomed, that breeders lie about them. So I love that. That was probably some of the best advice anyone has ever said on the show. Don't give up on your pig. So important. Well, Cristina, I want to thank you so much for being here and for talking to me and for sharing your pigs with us. I feel like I know them now, and now I feel like when I watch them on Instagram and TikTok, I'm just gonna feel like, they're my friends now. So
They're everybody's friends now.
yes, they are. They are. Okay. Well, thanks again for being here, and I don't know what else. uh Oh, we will share all of your pages in the show notes so that if anybody wants to follow you, that they can.
Thank you.